Hey guys, this is Tyson. Welcome back to another pickups video. This time, this is centered on Paradise CityCon that I attended in Miami, Florida for 2 days. I had a lot of fun at this convention. I didn't want to make a huge video thing like I did with SuperCon. I don't know, I didn't really plan to do that, but at the same time, like, I still wanted to do a little short videos and like walking around, stuff like that, some interesting stuff that I might have seen. Shout outs to all the people that I saw at the convention, including my friends like Michael and Matt from Loud Lights Bright Noises, the channel that I'm also a part of. But they went as an awesome Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero cosplay, like combo cosplay. It was awesome. People were yelling quotes at them, and they were having so much fun with it. And I thought it was just really, really amazing. Shout out to a friend that I just met there. His name is Despair Birdie. He's a pro Blaze Blue player, and he's a really, really cool guy. And also shout outs to all the people that I might have run into, and some of them like my friends that I saw as well. But anyway, the con was really fun. I just went there to kind of just shop. I didn't really go to any panels of any kind, but of course, like me being me, I always go for the voice actors, the signatures, stuff like that. But picking up things is also a really, really cool second, and that's basically what I went there for, was just to buy stuff. Alright, so to get the non-video game things out of the way, first thing I got was a anime figure from, of course, my favorite anime of all time, Angel Beats. This is Yui, who was the second lead singer of the band that was featured in this anime. She's actually voiced, singing-wise at least, she's voiced by Lisa, who does a lot of like opening themes, like the Sword Art Season 1 opening theme. What else? She also did the Irregular Magic High School opening theme, but this is the character that she sang for, Yui. She's really cool, a really funny, like, silly underclassman type of character. But yeah, of course, I love Angel Beats stuff, so I always try to pick things up from that anime. But only thing I found that I didn't have, so I guess that's pretty cool. I also got one manga. I also try to collect mangas, but there actually wasn't a lot of like anime manga stuff at Paradise City. It was more centered towards comic books and superhero stuff, so didn't really find a lot of like my anime kind of things. But still, like, I got the first volume to Not Lives. It's actually pretty interesting. It kind of reminds me of like Soul Eater with the video game like aesthetic to it, but it's pretty cool. I haven't finished reading it yet, but it's pretty interesting so far. That was pretty much it for the non-video game stuff. I also picked up a Fox McCloud plushie. It was in one of those like $4 bins, and it was right next to a bunch of Ninja Turtle figures and those kind of action figures. But there was this one like Fox McCloud plush, and I was like, I had to take him home with me. He's so cute. I really like this. I'm not much of a plush guy too. I mean, I have a bunch of Kirby ones, but I don't really go out of my way to like get plushes. But something about Fox just really, really spoke to me. The first place that I saw that I got video games at was like this little comic book vendor, and on the side, on like the wall of his like little vending area, he had a couple video games, and most of them were Japanese imports. Wow, Japanese import. Most of them were Japanese imports, but they had a couple American games. But so I picked up Valkyrie Profile on the Nintendo DS, Covenant of the Plume. But I've been actually really, really wanting this game, and it went on sale on Play Asia for $23. It's on Amazon for $24. I actually saw this game at the convention as well for $28, but luckily I walked into that place first because he had it brand new for $15. This is one of the only ones I kept the price sticker for because it was probably like the best deal for me personally, it was the best deal. But this is really cool. I love the Valkyrie Profile series. I don't have the PS1 version or the PS1 game because it's still a little expensive, but I have the PSP, the sequel on PS2, and now I have the DS one. Still, like, this is a really good deal, especially brand new. I can't complain about that. I also picked up one other game from that same vendor. They were also really, really chill, really cool, and their video games were like super fairly priced. I got Fairy Fencer F Advent Dark Force for the PS4. This is a port of a PS3 game that I've been wanting to play for a long time. This is $45 on Amazon right now. I think it's like at the 50, 60 mark. This is one of those games that are still valued pretty highly. I'm not really sure why. but this is still a pretty cool game. And to get it brand new 45, I think that's a fantastic deal. But yeah, one of the artists on Artist Alley, because they have a bunch of like artists who can sell their work, stuff like that. One of them had like a small box of PlayStation 2 games that he was trying to sell. I guess he was just trying to make some extra money on the side. But in his box, I found War of the Monsters, and he had it for $10, but he was nice and was like, hey, we can negotiate this price. And I just threw a number. I was like, all right, how about $7? He's like, yeah, okay, sure. So $7 for War of the Monsters. I actually just bought this last month on the PlayStation 4 when it got a digital port to the PS4, because from my last video, I actually still want to do some kaiju related videos next month, and I just wanted the physical version to this because I'm gonna play the PS4 version if we ever do the video for it. But so just having a physical version is really cool for me. I mean, I like physical media more than digital, so it's cool to have it. And it's also like very complete and has like one of the coolest posters that I've ever seen. I'm not gonna unravel it, but it's like a newspaper that has its own like detailed articles about the game. It's really cool. At the same place I bought this figure, I found randomly a PlayStation 2 visual novel game called Gift Prism. I don't know really why I bought this. It was $10, but I was just really intrigued with, I don't know, it's so cool to just have this. I don't have a Japanese PlayStation 2. I have like one Japanese PlayStation 2 game, but I can't play it, like I said, because I don't have a Japanese PS2. But this is complete. Has the actual game, art book, soundtrack, all the other cool goodies that are in here. I don't know. It just really, I was just like $10 for like a cool Japanese only visual novel. I'm not super into visual novels. Well, that's not fair because I don't really play them, but maybe one day if I can somehow read Japanese. Okay, so the rest of these games are from one vendor, Cybertron Video Games, and this guy had a lot of stuff. A lot. And he even had like a small bin on the other side of his table that had a lot of cheap games, and I found some pretty cool things. First off, Spectral Force 3. This was $5. Really cool. I've been actually looking at this game from time to time, just I guess keeping like watch on it, but I found this at the convention. It was $5. I was like, why not? It's a strategy RPG. I love my SRPGs. This one I'm super excited for. Knights of the Old Republic on the original Xbox that you can now play on the Xbox One because they added original Xbox backwards compatibility. But I've been wanting to play this game for a long time, especially recently because I've gotten really into Star Wars because of The Last Jedi, even though opinions withheld, but but I'm super excited to play this. I only hear really great things about this game, and I like to play on Xbox One, so that's even better. And this was only $5. On to one of my favorite systems to collect for that I don't have a good working system to actually play them. PSP. I got Knights in the Nightmare. This was also on the Nintendo DS, but I've really been wanting to play this game. This looks so cool. It says that it comes with a free copy of Yggdra Union, or Yggdra Union. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Yggdra. Like it's like a playoff or a short name of Yggdrasil or Yggdrasil. But yeah, I don't know if that code works, but we'll see. Hopefully it does. Or it actually doesn't really matter because I have the game here too. I saw this on his stack of PSP games. He didn't have a lot of PSP stuff that I really wanted, but these were the two that I was super interested in because they're RPGs, and I love the PSP because of the underrated stuff that it has on the system. It's just so cool to see like so many different types of like RPGs or like anime type games. But yeah, this one is so cool. I'm super glad to have these. Now I bought a bunch of stuff for a console I rarely collect for, and that's the PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation 2 growing up. It wasn't my favorite console. I didn't really. I'm a GameCube guy, but I know the PS2 is like the biggest, best like console of all time, so I know it has a bunch of good games on it. So I ended up getting a lot of PS2. Well, not a lot, but I ended up getting a good amount of PS2 stuff from that guy at Cybertron. Grandia 2, not in the best condition, but it was $10, so I thought, why not? I don't know if Grandia 2 is heralded as being an amazing game, but I think the first one is, so I mean, this is cheap, so I decided why not. Here's a game I used to have that I rebought, Zone of the Enders, the original one on PlayStation 2, that actually comes with the demo disc for Metal Gear Solid 2. I used to have this because I bought the Zone of the Enders HD on Xbox 360, and because I have this assumption that because it's the HD version, I can just, like, oh, I don't need the original versions anymore, but turns out the HD upport of Zone of the Enders sucks. Like, it's a really, really bad upport from the same people who made the Silent Hill HD upport. So I only had this one. I didn't have the second Zone of the Enders, but now I have it again. I adore this game. I played maybe 3 hours of it, and I thought the combat was so good, and I love the anime aesthetic of it. So I'm really happy to have this back in my collection. Next up, I got Suikoden 3. Of course, Suikoden 2 is one of those games that, like, everyone who's into RPGs talks about, and I have Suikoden 2 on my Vita digitally, and I don't have it physically, of course, but I saw this in that little bin of PS2 games, and I was like, $13? I couldn't resist. I'm not sure if I'll play this anytime soon. I'm not sure if I'll play the second one on my Vita first, but it's just cool to have it. The last one I got is Star Ocean, Till the End of Time. This is the special, I don't know, collector's edition, DVD edition. I don't know what you call it, but it comes with the second disc, or a 2-disc set. Sorry, this is the director's cut version that came out in Japan. It's what it says on the back, but I have a lot of Star Ocean games. I've never played one, but I actually like the way they look, and I've heard that most of them are good. I heard the recent one is probably like maybe the least favorite one that they've released in a while, but I just think this is awesome. Okay, my last like big purchase for video games was at, like I said, the same vendor at Cybertron, and was not a PS2 game, was not a PSP game, was not a Vita. I actually didn't buy a GameCube game. I just realized that I didn't buy a GameCube game at all at this convention. Huh. How am I ever gonna complete it? Anyway, I bought Super Godzilla on the Super Nintendo. I've seen the AVGN talk about this game, and he says it sucks, but I don't know, like, I was talking to the guy about it, the vendor, and he was telling me that, like, this is one that he actually really, really likes this game, and I don't know if he's just trying to make a pitch, but he was, like, saying, like, oh, it's more strategy related, like, you can't really go into it thinking it's gonna be, like, a fighting game. It's a lot of fun, though, and, I mean, I feel like I'm more open-minded to trying different types of genres, that you wouldn't really expect. Like, I love the Destroy All Monsters Melee type of game, but this looks pretty cool. I like strategy games a lot, and Godzilla is just one of my favorite things of all time, so just mash that together and you probably have something good. I think this game looks great, though. Like, the 2D sprite artwork on it is really, really cool. And this will definitely be part of that marathon if it does happen to go down, which I'm thinking it will. I'm pretty sure. There's not really like a reason for this marathon to not happen. Yeah. Yep. So Super Godzilla, it's totally complete in here. I put the protective case over it just to make sure to keep it nice. But I'm really happy to have this. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the video games that I bought. But of course, I always try to get the main reason I go to conventions is to go meet and get signatures from voice actors or actors, especially ones that are like, like video game related or anime related that I really like. And the first two that, well, this isn't the first two, but the first two I want to show off is Josh Martin and Chris Rager. Oh god. Oh no. I don't remember how to pronounce his last name. I don't even know if that's right. I think it is Rager, but I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But Majin Buu and Mr. Satan of Dragon Ball Z fame were there, and of course, like all the anime people or voiceover people always have their like first signatures free type deal. I don't know. I guess they're not as big as the celebrities, but they're the ones that I look forward to seeing. So it's so cool that they give away like signatures for free. But yeah, so I got Boo and Mr. Satan to sign Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And I don't know, it's so cool because Dragon Ball Z is like my favorite anime of all time, at least like nostalgic anime of all time. And it's cool to be able to meet like the people who voice like characters you remember as a kid and stuff like that. I got Sean Shenmue's autograph a long time ago, but I didn't have the case to Budokai Tenkaichi 3 at the time. I'm going to try and see how many Dragon Ball voice actors I can get on this game, so that'll be a cool goal for me. I went there, like the main person that I wanted to go see at Paradise City Con was Patricia Somerset, who is the voice of Zelda from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And Prince Sidon was there too. Gosh, I forgot his name. I'm really sorry. It'll be somewhere here, but so Prince Sidon and Zelda, of course, from one of my favorite games of 2017, were there. So I just had to go like get this game signed from them. They were very nice and they were really cool. Prince Sidon, apparently, he's also one of the developers of Horizon Zero Dawn, which I didn't know. If I did, I would have brought it to get signed because that would have been a really cool like thing to get the game signed by a developer. Like I always get voice actors and like stuff like that, but I've never gotten a developer to sign one of the games that they made. But still, like I'm super happy to have this because this Zelda is one of my favorite versions of Zelda of all time. I like the Skyward Sword version. I like Tetra, but like this Zelda was like, of course, because she was voiced, she was the most like emotive, the most like character driven, I feel. And Prince Sidon is just cool. It's cool, handsome fish dude, like motivational speaker of 2017. And the last one I got was Mela Lee. She's the voice of Tiki from Fire Emblem Awakening. I don't know if I've ever shown this off on video before, but during the first convention I went to, I got Matthew Mercer and David Vincent to sign as Chrom and Robin, respectively. This was the first game I've ever gotten signed by anyone. And funny enough, Matthew Mercer was at Paradise City, but because now he's an Overwatch character, his line is just way too long for any reasonable person to wait through. Other than the people who are fans, no, don't take offense to that. But anyway, so Tiki, she's on the cover, and I also made it a goal to try and get like people who are in Fire Emblem to sign this game, especially if they're in the front. I mean, sans like David Vincent as Robin, because the main character is not on the cover, but it's cool. Like I really like that. She was super nice too. She had like the cheapest like price for like prints and autographs and stuff like that. So yeah, that was my pickups for Paradise City Con 2018. That was an extremely fun convention to go to. It was really chill. Not a lot of video games and anime stuff. It's more for the comic book crowd, I feel. There was a lot of comic book artists, writers. A lot of celebrities were cool, like the people from Stranger Things and It. A buddy of mine from Miami went there specifically to go see them, get stuff signed from them, and that's really cool. But that's not. I rarely go to see like super famous people. I mean, I'm more of a I'm low key kind of thing. But anyway, so that was pretty much it. That was my pickups for Paradise City Con. I only went there for 2 days, Friday, Saturday. I didn't really know how much I was gonna pick up, but I think this is a pretty cool haul. It's a lot of like cool quality items that I don't find around my local area. Well, yeah, so that's pretty much it, and thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll be able to upload more videos soon in 2018. And if you did go to Paradise City Con, let me know how your experience was, because I had a lot of fun. But anyway, see you guys later, and take care.